Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you. Well done. Well done for showing up, huh? It still feels like a holiday mode. And welcome, Danita. And yeah. So even in a holiday mode, participating, this is really nice. Um, and it's nice because on one hand, those sessions are a holiday, but on the other hand, looking inside and meeting ourselves is not always so comfortable and pleasant. Yeah, so well done for joining. Welcome, Sarah. Let's start with just a few minutes of of just sitting and landing into the experience. So finding any comfortable position. And taking a deep, slow breath in, and in the exhalation, allowing yourself to land right here, right now, on this very chair, couch, or bed, or yurt. And starting to inquire about the world of Asiya, the world of the doing, which usually associates with the senses, the sounds that you hear. What you see with closed or opened eyes. Take notice of the sensations in the body right now. When we go a little bit deeper from the world of Asiya, world of the doing, we go to the world of the formation, עולם היצירה. Cluster of sensation accumulate into energy in motion, emotion, feelings. Just asking yourself, what is it that you feel right now? Sometimes it's more accessible to simplify it and ask ourselves if there is a quality of the one or more of the five basic emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, shame or guilt. Maybe it's just a hint of a sensation, or it might be quite strong. When we check in, it's not so much about changing the experience. It's simply to understand what is alive in us right now. Another level of experience is the world of creation. עולם הבריאה. The thoughts, mental events, they come and they go. What kind of thoughts are arising and passing? What is the characteristics of the thoughts? Perhaps it's about the past, previous events that the mind is processing. Maybe the future, assessing and preparing for what might come. The last type of experience belongs to the עולם האצילות, world of emanation. And is beyond our body, heart, or mind. And it's connected to all. As you observe the breath, the sensations of the breath, as you are aware of the emotions and the thoughts, I invite you to ask yourself, who is aware? Who is looking at it? With what eyes are you looking at the experience? I invite us to take a deep, slow breath in through the different realms, worlds of experience. through the emanation, through the world of creation, through the world of formation, through the world of the doing. Taking another deep, slow breath in, and in the exhalation, letting go. In the next exhalation, letting go of this meditation. When you feel ready in your own time and way, coming back. Mm, welcome. Welcome back. There is this book that goes with me for a few years now. עצות מימי השילוח. It's it's from my beloved teacher, Rabbi Yaakov Warshevsky. And it's about Parashot HaShavua, the weekly portions. Uh, as I read it, it's like, wow, this is what I've been looking for. Uh, another perspective of our stories, biblical stories, which really really captures mindfulness and philosophy and meditation and also breath work at times. And the last parasha was Parashat Vaigash. And as I read it, it I just felt my heart pounding. And it's like, wow, this is so relevant for me. This is so relevant for me. And I would like to, yeah, I would like to share it. So the name of the parasha is Parashat Vaigash, which literally means approach. And in the story, it's where Joseph became the second of the king of Paro, and there was a huge drought and no food in the country, and Joseph, as a counselor for the king, he suggested that they will. He had a dream that there is a huge drought and people are starving, and he started. He suggested to start gather food, save food for basically for years, and they had these huge silos of food, storage of foods, and then when there was drought all over, people came to the king to buy food, and and then his brothers came. Now, maybe some of you know or not, but his brothers sold him as a slave, and it was a real rip in the relationship. It was heartbreaking for mostly for him and for Yehuda, his brother, and that suggested this idea. And in this parasha, Yehuda basically Joseph played tricks with them. They don't know that he's the second of the king, like that he's Joseph. They just see him as the second of the king, and he does not reveal his true identity to them. And he plays tricks with them. He plays tricks, like quite harsh tricks. Um, yeah, all the way to imprisoning the little brother, um, Benjamin, which was very, very, very dear to his father Jacob. And Yehuda knows that his father will be heartbroken even more after losing Joseph, because they told him that Joseph died. If he loses Benjamin, it will kill him. So he goes to the second of the king, Joseph, and tells him, look, like, please release him. And the first time that he tells it, Joseph says no. And then the second time, he says very similar thing, but from a different perspective. He talks once again out of a place of despair. Oh, he's not asking for help, is crying out, I cannot do it. Like, there is a moment of despair there. And Yemei HaShiluach talks about these difficulties in life that come, and they're bound to come, like it's inevitable. It's a part of life. Today I spoke about it with Lawrence, like suffering is a part of life. And a part of the philosophy, the art of living, is in a way the art of suffering, to learn how to suffer. And I really appreciate this book because it teaches me how to suffer. Teaches me how to suffer, how to feel pain without suffering too much. And in this bit is the chapter is called Melech, Ozer, Moshia, Umagen, a king, which is a helper, which is a savior, and which is shielding. So most of the time, we want to be in a type of consciousness that we believe that everything that happens to us, pleasant or not pleasant, comes to serve us. And it is, it is, we are helped. We are helped by God. That is the consciousness and awareness work that we would like to do. Okay, this is in the scripts, this is in the Siddur, in the praying book. We give thanks. We praise. And this is the consciousness and type of awareness that we practice and develop, because it is not coming naturally. To be positive always and to see the bright side always, it's not always the case. And it's not coming positive, like naturally also, at least not for me. Though my name is Gilad, which translates into happiness forever. And for a long time, I was very angry with my parents. Why they named me like this? Like, how can you drop this responsibility of me? It's not even possible to be always happy. And yeah, I made peace with it. And after I made peace with it, I've learned a new meaning of my name, which is Gal. Like Gilad is the letters of Gal, which is a wave, and Ed, which is a witness. And which is basically witness the waves of life, when the ups and the downs, just witness. So the consciousness, the common consciousness that we most of the time want to be in is Melech, king, Ozer, helping. it is I am helped, I am helped, or maybe ask for help, maybe asking for help. There is a different reality, which it seems like things don't flow, and I am grasping in what I knew. I'm grasping in what I knew, and I'm trying to recreate it. And this is a different state. This is a different state. It's a state that help is not the thing that is will actually benefit us. A big change is the calling. A big change is what is asking to happen. And this is Yeshua. So Yeshua often comes or can often come from a place of despair. And the advice that Yaakov gives about despair is that sometimes despair is a calling to let go. Calling to let go and to receive the new thing. And it's really tricky. It's really, really, really tricky. Because I know about myself, most of the times I'm grasping in what I know, those things that have worked for me in the past. And I just want them to work more. The fear of change. It's one of the reasons why I've started Aus Lev, by the way, to feel the fear of change. So thank you. So he says it's beautifully. He says it a person prevents themselves from salvation when they are grasping and when they are grasped, held in the known, without daring to open up to the thing that is inside. So it is connected to a very, very, very famous sentence, Melech, Ozer, Moshia, Umagen, king, helping, saving, and shielding. It is said, it is written in probably the most important prayer, the most sacred prayer. It's the first prayer of the Amidah. It ends, it nearly ends in that part. So Melech, king, God, helping, saving, and shielding. And the shielding is, that was really interesting. The shielding is the element of differentiating, knowing the difference when it is that I need to make an effort and really try harder, really try harder. And with all my resources, my internal resources and my external resources. And when it is that it's time to let go, it's time to let go. There is the serenity prayer. When I read it, it really kind of brought back the serenity prayer. God, grant me, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. And it's very powerful. It's a it's very powerful because the work that we are doing, it's a big part of the work in the worlds, in those worlds that we were talking about, starting in the grounding meditation. We have the Asiya, Olam Asiya, all our doing, all our mitzvot. And then the world of emotions, right? The Yetzirah, everything that is forming. Of course, they're all connected, but our emotions and our devotion and our praising and our gratitude. And there is the Olam HaYetzirah. Bria. Bria in Hebrew is creation. Bria is creation, and Briut is health. A lot of the work that we do, it's consciousness and awareness. So in a way, we want to understand. I want to understand what is trying to happen here. What is trying to happen? What is happening? What is happening here? Is it time to contract, to make an effort? Or is it time to let go? Let go and let the new wave come in. And I find even just this inquiry, very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. Because according to that, we can kind of tune in our line of thoughts, our intentions. I read it last week, and since then it's been walking with me. I'm walking with this question. What is trying to happen? Is it time to release? Am I actually trying to solve something that I'm barking at the wrong tree? Yeah. Often the answer is yes, I am. So the intentions for today is to do a breathwork session with that in mind, to really feel it with every inhalation and every exhalation, because this is what's happening. When we inhale, we contract the diaphragm, and we're pulling against resistance. There is the resistance of the diaphragm, there is the resistance of our lungs. Take a deep breath in now. The deeper we go, the harder it becomes. And when we exhale, we let go. Right? And there is this natural thing within us that tells us, now it's time to inhale, now it's time to exhale. Now it's time to inhale, now it's time to exhale. And then when we do breath work, at times what happens is like, wow, I can hold my breath. I can hold my breath and not breathe for a while. So the invitation when we do breath work is to actually continue breathing. So even if there is a notion of from a physiology point of view, is that the carbon dioxide levels dropped significantly when we practice breath work, and then it's true, we can hold our breath for a longer period of time. But in the practice, we're not practicing holding the breath. We are practicing really getting our rhythm, really getting into our resonance. And as we breathe, see if at one point the breath breathe itself. So now we are connected to our rhythm, which neshima, as we spoke many times, neshima is breath and neshama is soul. And the teachings say that our soul goes up with every inhalation and comes down with every exhalation. Also, our nervous system tells us the same story. Every inhalation, we induce the sympathetic nervous system, and every exhalation, the parasympathetic nervous system. So there is always this contraction and expansion. And in the breath work, we want to connect to it. When we connect to it, interesting things happen in the body. And it's really important to remember that as they happen, it's not always pleasant. It's not always pleasant. When we breathe, different sensation can appear, and that might be scary a little bit, or emotions might come up. It's really important to remember, one, that you are in control of the intensity. And at any time, you can just slow down the breath, open your eyes, come back, and slowly, the experience will subside. Ask yourself, especially if you had experience breathing with me, if this question, is it time to contract or is it time to let go? And what would be let go? Maybe letting go would be to breathe harder. Maybe letting go would be to relax the breath. You would know. The idea is that we are connecting to ourselves. We're connecting to a divine, to God through connecting to ourselves. I'm very passionate about the breath and I can speak about it hours. But for us to have time to breathe, I think it's time to start breathing. Does anyone has a question? Okay, so let's start. We start with finding a comfortable position, somewhere that you feel safe. Outside is a wonderful place to breathe. If possible, to put the feet on the ground, that might even be more wonderful. If you want to lay, that's also a very welcomed option. And we start the breathwork session just like we start any mindfulness or meditation exercise with just a few moments of checking in. Checking in, asking ourselves, what sensations do I feel? Going through the different realms of experiencing the sensations, עולם העשייה, the emotions. How am I feeling after listening both to me, but mostly to you? How is the mind? As you bring intentions to connect to the world of emanation, I invite you to start deepening your breath. So we lay or sit and starting to deepen our breath and feeling this notion, a quality of contracting parts within us, the diaphragm, but expanding our lungs with every inhalation. take a few breaths to just focus on the inhalation. Now, with every exhalation, practicing letting go. Notice the quality that comes out as you let go. As you inhale deep, and as you exhale fully. The work in breath work is to again and again come to the breath. Feel the different realms, the different worlds. And stay connected to the soul. Stay connected to the breath. Noticing if the breath is stopping, just noticing what drew your attention, where is the consciousness. When we want to emphasize the expression of the soul, we always breathe We connect. We harmonize the contrast. Noticing the experience. Notice what happens after just a few minutes of breath. Noticing how fast the experience changes. And always breathe. מלך, עוזר, ומושיע, ומגן. King, helper, savior, shielding. Always breathing. When the mind wanders, just noticing where it went. I invite you to ask yourself if you would like to deepen the breath. if you would like to breathe a little bit faster. Ask yourself. That might make the experience more intense. If you find yourself a bit dozing off, I do invite you to breathe slightly with more, emphasizing the inhalation. Bring it up all the way to the upper part of the chest. In noticing this quality of effort, Ezra, and Yeshua, letting go. Sometimes Ezra can come from a lot of motivation, and Yeshua can come from desperation. That's it. I cannot do anything about it. אין עוד מלבדו. Only him. Only the divine. With every exhalation. Finding your rhythm. Your internal rhythm. We have about 5 more minutes to breathe like this before we move into relaxation. Ask yourself if you would like to go a little bit deeper. As you go deeper, also see if you can add a notion of a little bit more relaxation with every exhalation. And feeling a natural flow of the in and the out. feeling the expansion of the chest with every inhalation. Really feeling the aspiration, the spirit, the neshama through every breath as it travels through the different worlds of experiencing. Notice your experience. Noticing the sensations, the emotions, the thoughts, energy levels in the body. And in the last 2 minutes of the active breathwork part, I invite us to bring an element of machshava, of thoughts, of intentions, kavanah, of a belief, of trust in a higher power. That even if it is a bit distorted, it sounds or feels distorted, it's all for the best. Kol בהשגחה. Everything is accurate for our specific needs. allowing the breath to breathe itself. The body to feel the tension or the relaxation. Or really anything else. Any emotion. Noticing how this emotion is manifesting right now in your experience. Perhaps in a past experience. That you needed help or let go. Just noticing the experience. Notice which of the walls are now most active or dominant. Sensations, emotions, thoughts, or perhaps something higher. And see how you see what is trying to happen, what is happening. come close to the end of the session. I invite you to ask yourself, what is happening for you right now? And perhaps what is the general movement that wants to happen in regards to something that walks with you? Is it a calling for help? Is it a call to let go? To connect to new inner depth? Slowly, in your own way and time, starting to make your way back. Bring the fingers and toes. Take your time. If you need more time, please take it. Feel ready to open your eyes. Only if you feel ready. Only whenever you feel ready to come back here and switch on the camera if that fits you. Mm. Would anyone like to share or ask something from, yeah, the teaching or the experience, breath work?
Share, Gilly?
Thanks. I'll just stop the recording, Serena, so it's just us.